Imagine you're giving a sales presentation to 4 people. You might expect each of them to understand your message in the same way. But here's the thing. Everyone interprets what they hear differently based on their own experiences, beliefs, and attitudes. This means your message can often come across in ways you didn't intend. By learning about different personality types, you can get a sense of how someone might interpret your message. This video is about a book called Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson. And here I am going to tell you how many personality types are out there, what is the difference between them, and what's the better way to communicate with them. At the end of this video, you will be able to identify which one are you. So with no further delay, let me begin with first part of the video. Personality type. There are generally 4 main personality types: red, yellow, green, and blue. Reds are known as choleric. These people are ambitious, assertive, and competitive, with a strong will and a quick temper. They don't hesitate to say what they think and are often eager to challenge the status quo. Yellows are called sanguine. They're optimistic, cheerful, and confident. Yellows tend to keep a positive outlook, even when things get tough. They're great at chatting and might even answer questions no one asked. Though their talkativeness can be a bit much for some, their upbeat nature usually makes them fun and charming to be around. Greens have a phlegmatic temperament. They're calm, balanced, and easygoing, with a keep calm and carry on attitude. Unlike yellows, greens are good listeners and avoid conflict. They don't seek attention and prefer to avoid anything that could cause a fuss, which makes them reliable team players. Blues are known as melancholic. Some might think of them as pessimists, but they see themselves as realists. Blues tend to be perfectionists who pay a lot of attention to details, which can sometimes slow them down. They're often quiet and keep their thoughts to themselves, speaking up only when they have something important or well thought out to share. It's important to remember that how people come across isn't always how they intend to be seen, but by understanding these types of personality, we can start to see their traits for what they really are, instead of misinterpreting them. Reds are direct, ambitious, and unafraid to speak their minds. Because of this, others might see them as rude, impatient, or even controlling. Reds don't see a problem with being straightforward. In fact, they often enjoy a bit of confrontation, which feels like a nightmare to calmer personalities like greens. Reds are confident, but sometimes blues find them overly confident and annoying. If reds feel like they're surrounded by idiots, it's often just because they're around people with different personalities. Yellows are energetic, outgoing, and great at communication. But some people, especially blues, might find them too talkative, careless, and easily distracted. Yellows care deeply about people and relationships, so it can hurt them if others see them this way, though their positive outlook helps them move on quickly. Many admire yellows' fearless public speaking skills, though some feel yellows dominate conversations and come off as self-centered. In reality, yellows just love to share their thoughts and believe they're often the best person to get the point across. Greens are usually seen as warm, caring, and easygoing. Since greens are great team players, loyal to people, and generally prefer stability, others tend to view them as trustworthy, though sometimes a bit naive. Greens like their routines, so disrupting their schedule can throw them off for the rest of the day. While they tend to avoid conflict and want things to remain calm, this can sometimes make them seem resistant to change or indifferent to problems. Greens would rather quietly endure a storm than stir things up, though this doesn't mean they don't care. Blues are quiet and detail-oriented, which can sometimes make them seem aloof, distant, or even cold. Blues focus more on tasks than on socializing, so others might see them as unfriendly, even though blues just enjoy their own company. They can take longer to complete tasks because they're careful to double-check every detail, which might frustrate those who work faster, like yellows. Part 2. Delivering feedback or criticism. Giving feedback or criticism to different personalities can be tricky, so here are some tips for each type. For Reds, they're actually the easiest to approach for feedback. Reds prefer you to skip the small talk and go straight to the point without wasting time. They respect straightforwardness, so speak clearly and back up your criticism with specific examples. Reds can be a bit stubborn or impulsive, so you might need to remind them to act professionally. And stay firm. If you show any hesitation, Reds might argue there's no problem at all. For Yellows. With Yellows, it helps to be friendly, laugh at their jokes, and keep the mood light to make them feel comfortable. Since Yellows can go off topic easily, it's a good idea to have a meeting agenda and a list of points to keep them focused. They tend to forget details, so giving them a written summary afterward is smart. You could even ask them to write down what you both agreed on and send it back to you to make sure they got the message. For Greens, Greens are private and prefer feedback one-on-one. They don't like conflict and often have fragile egos, so they may take criticism to heart. Stay calm, let them know it's nothing personal, and avoid backpedaling if they start to agree too strongly. Give them clear, simple instructions to follow, since they don't like taking the initiative or making big changes. A step-by-step plan they can work on over time will make them feel more comfortable. For Blues, come prepared with all the facts. Blues value details and won't be convinced if you're vague or unprepared. They're analytical and respect data, so provide solid information and avoid small talk. If you don't know the answer to a question, don't guess. They'll appreciate honesty more. Just get straight to the point. Support your feedback with hard facts, and Blues will respect your effort. Part 3. What do you like to do? Different personality types find different things stressful. Reds and Yellows may love socializing at a party, while Greens and Blues might feel uncomfortable. So, knowing what stresses each type can help keep everyone happier. For Reds, Reds enjoy being in control, tackling challenges, and seeing results. To stress out a Red, give them boring, repetitive tasks, make them sit idle, or put them in a position where they can't take charge. Reds quickly get frustrated in situations where they can't be active or make an impact. For Yellows, Yellows get stressed when they're ignored, isolated, surrounded by negativity, or forced into strict routines. Being told to stop joking around or getting scolded in public can also hurt them deeply. To keep Yellows happy, give them freedom, let them socialize, and encourage their upbeat spirit. For Greens, Greens feel safe with routines and privacy. Taking away that stability, like by making unexpected changes, reassigning them mid-project, or asking them to redo completed work, can stress them out. Greens need reassurance and dislike feeling like their efforts aren't valued. For Blues, Blues dislike being forced into spontaneity or having to take quick risks. They feel stressed around overly emotional people and when they don't have clear instructions. Blues prefer privacy and well-thought-out plans, and they need time to work through tasks precisely. By understanding all these personality types, we will be able to communicate more effectively, reduce misunderstandings, and work better with others in both personal and professional settings. That was it for this video. If you found it helpful, please leave your like and subscribe to my channel.